Hello, hello. Welcome to the Malvern Music Podcast, run by Malvern Music students for Malvern Music students and any others interested in the band and vocals programs here at Malvern Collegiate Institute. With this podcast, we're hoping to provide some informational resources for new and prospective music students by having some former and current members of the department share their experiences, opinions, and overall feelings of what it's like to be in a band or choir at Malvern. We hope that by listening, you'll be able to learn and appreciate not just how wonderful and amazing and incredibly talented all our students and faculty and alumni are, but also the benefits of taking an extracurricular in the arts and why it's so important to be involved and contribute to the school culture. Oh, and also it's just really fun. Now, without further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy listening to us kids babble about what life's really like in rooms 302 and 312. Hope you have yourself a nice day, and onward, Malvern. Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Malvern Music Podcast. With me here today is the wonderful, fantastic, I don't mean any of the adjectives that are about to come out of my mouth, is Isobel.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, that was your cue to introduce yourself.
Hey podcaster. Hey Malvern musicers. Hey guys. I'm Isobel.
Okay, who is Isobel? Give us the full in-depth
Not too in-depth.
Not too much detail.
I'm in grade 11. I go to Malvern, obviously. Mm-hmm. And cut that out. Not keep that in. Okay, I'm in grade 11. I go to Malvern. I run the debate team. Miguel's in the debate team.
We met in your relation to the band program.
Okay, I don't actually take band at Malvern. I play the clarinet.
So you're not a committed member. We just want to.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a fake band kid.
Get off your chest.
I'm kind of a fake
band kid. If anything, you're the biggest band kid of everybody in the school.
Thank you.
Not that that's a compliment. That's just a fact.
Thanks for that, Miguel. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So what instruments do you play? Not in Malvern, but just in general.
Yeah. So I play the clarinet, the B flat clarinet. The normal clarinet.
The normal.
I also, normal subjective. Anyway. I feel
this is gonna be my favorite interview, by the way. I just want to get that out there.
No, but it's also kind of awkward because it's I feel oh wait, are you gonna keep this in? Whatever. I feel it's gonna be kind of weird because I'm gonna be saying things which you get when I'm referencing we have a joke,
right?
And if people were to hear it, they'd be like,
"It's okay. I'll just ask you to clarify." It's I feel you dominate the conversation either way, so it's all right.
Okay. Exactly. Well, so I play clarinet, and I also play the alto clarinet, which is it's in the key of E flat, and it's
like
just
clarinet but alto.
Yeah, it's clarinet but alto, I also play the oboe, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I play a little the bass clarinet. I'm pretty bad, but
you dabble.
I dabble in the bass clarinet.
when they ask you to play.
When I'm told to play it, I play it, but I'm not good at it.
Was the bass clarinet any different in terms of the fingerings for B flat and alto?
No, it's just awkward. I don't even know why. It's just I'm looking that way because that's where my clarinets are right there. Mm-hmm. It's just it's just I don't. Okay, this is gonna be a weird description, but you know how the bass clarinet has a thing like this, a lot of saxophones have goes upwards. That makes
for the people in the podcast, she's making a J symbol, a curve.
Oh
almost.
Yeah, I'm making an image, and just look at bass clarinet, and you'll see what I mean. It goes in front of your eyes, and for some reason, I find it really challenging to I don't know. I find I that annoys me, but I'm also just I think that the embouchure is different. That embouchure is your mouth positioning on the instrument, on the mouthpiece. Mm-hmm. And I think that for the bass clarinet, the embouchure, I have to adjust, and I just find it inconvenient, and I would rather not. So
wow,
I'm a little bad at it.
So also, if you couldn't tell by reading the title of this of this episode, we only have one person here today, unlike two, but I think Isobel more than makes up for it with how much personality she brings to the table, how much conversation she brings. I'm thankful for that. Yeah, but the reason we sort of have you here today is, unlike a lot of the other musicians we sort of brought to the podcast, you're in an extracurricular ensemble outside of Malvern, correct?
Yeah, so I'm in the Toronto Youth Wind Orchestra, or TYWO is what it's abbreviated. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yes, it's an abbreviation.
That's the abbreviation. And it is a orchestra, wind orchestra, right? So like band, it's essentially a
Well,
band.
wind is in the name. I would hope that's,
Yeah, it's a wind orchestra, guys, like wind orchestra. Anyways, so that basically means, yeah, so it's just like a big band. You like audition, and there are different ensembles within the organization. I'm in the actual wind orchestra, which is like the main kind of group. It's like the big group. It's not even the biggest. It's just like the main one. And
divided
then
into subsections, right?
yeah, so
I
yeah,
understand it.
by like level and like different like yeah. So I'm in the wind orchestra, and I play the alto clarinet mostly in that, and but I also play the like the B flat, the normal clarinet, like the
Yeah.
the B flat.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I played that in that as well sometimes.
So do you play multiple instruments for the same ensemble? Is it just like a per piece basis based on off of what they need?
Yeah, so well, because essentially most like pieces written for band, like it's kind of a with because the alto clarinet's not like a it's it's not like a constant band instrument. Like it's not there's not always a part written for an alto clarinet in every band piece. So when there's not an alto clarinet part, I'll play the B flat clarinet, where but I would usually play, if there's an alto part, I'll usually play the alto part unless they need someone to cover another B flat part, then I'll play that.
So you essentially just like being the original one. No,
Yeah,
you're
so
the
I'm
only
just
alternate clarinet
different.
in the band. Oh,
Yeah, I'm like a little different. Like I'm not like
okay.
else. Yeah.
So what kind of different levels are there in Taiwo in terms of like how it's divided?
Oh yeah, so there are three different ensembles. There's the wind orchestra, which is like that was the first group, like that was the main group, and that's like I hate like talking about like level and like ability, but that's like the most advanced group, right?
Mhm.
And then after that, there is the symphonic winds, which I was in last year, and Keegan was also in last year. Um, and that's like the middle group. That's like mostly like high schoolers and like like intermediate type thing. And then below that is the concert winds, which I never was in. This is my second year in Taiwo. Last year I was in symphonic, and this year I'm in the wind orchestra.
So you've
But
only been in bands for your entire music career. Just like high level, high competition.
is this a trick question?
It was more of a sarcastic remark,
Oh,
but fair enough.
yeah, like I've only been in the top two. Kidding. Cut that out. What
Top
if
two. Oh, okay, okay.
someone from Taiwo listens
We're
to this?
leaving all of this in, but it's
What
fine.
what
Mhm.
a jerk. Anyways, and then the bottom group, yeah, the wind orchestra, which is like more, I'm like there. That's usually the smallest ensemble because there's not that
It's like the
many.
scum on the bottom
Okay,
of your
you
shoe.
can't include that. You can't be calling part of my orchestra, part of the
Well, no,
organization, the little.
no, I
It's
just I was
young.
reading in between the lines, like seeing what you implied and all that.
It's mostly
Mhm.
just like the younger kids, I think, and like yeah, the less experienced musicians.
Is it essentially by age group or by experiences?
Somewhat. It's
Mhm.
definitely by experience because you audition. They don't even care about your age when you audition.
Okay.
But due to the fact that it's by your like level, it usually, like you kind of like fit into an age group. I would say that the concert wins, the lowest ensemble is probably a lot of, I think how old do you have to be to audition? 13 maybe? I have no idea.
Mhm.
But like I'd say it's
Oh,
mostly like young
13.
high school students or middle schoolers.
So 13 would be like the starting age that sort of
Yeah,
like gets
I
into it,
think.
and then
Could be wrong though. It could definitely be younger. Could definitely no. It would be maybe younger. Maybe 11, maybe 12. I don't know. It's like around that area, and so I would say that concert wins probably has like those younger kids who are less. Not that obviously there's exceptions. Obviously there's some kids who are really advanced at that age, but I would
any
say
four or 5 year old prodigies listening to the Malvern Music
yeah.
Broadcast, please sign on up.
An
Mhm.
audition. Yeah, I'd say it's mostly the younger kids, and then the ensemble that I'm in now, the wind orchestra, is mostly like high school students, mostly older high school students, like seniors,
Any in
or
university, or it's
and
mostly.
university, a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of university students,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah.
kind of intimidating.
Yeah. So how'd you first? How were you like introduced to the program? Was it through a middle school thing, or did you find it through like a teacher that sort of like gives lessons outside of just like regular school hours?
Yeah, well, there's actually a couple ways that I kind of found out about it. Well, I mean, so well, first of all, I was in the TDSB does these like all city ensembles for middle school kids, which you like audition for, and then you get into that, and then you like do a big performance. at like a TDSB thing. So it's like a bunch of different kids from all over the place. And I remember I'm like someone I knew from there. I was talking, this is so all city orchestra, look it up or don't, whatever. It's just like a thing, and you would go to rehearsals every week, and you would like people and stuff. And I was in that. So they offer it for grade 6, 7, and 8, and I was in it all 3 years.
Well, you were attending, sorry, what middle school exactly?
I was at Glen Ames, but you could go to
Glen
but
Ames.
this thing was like it's like a citywide thing that the TDSB offers, and then you like you would just like go do an audition, and then like they select people obviously, and then you get like placed, and then you get to like work to you like go to rehearsals, you skip school, pretty fun. I don't know if they do it though. It was really fun though.
It's the number one reason you should join band. All of the days off. Yeah, there you go.
You do get to skip sometimes. Anyway. So then when I was in that, a girl who I knew from All City, like was talking to me about it. I don't even think she ever auditioned for Taiwo, but she just we had a conversation about it, I remember. And then I was just like, oh, kind of fun, kind of cool. So that was like the first way that I ever heard of it, but like I didn't like at that point it wasn't really like that's not really what got me in like to audition last year. What really did was my private teacher, who is a professor at U of T, Peter Stahl.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Shout out Peter.
Shout out Peter. I love Peter. Peter's the best, but Peter suggested it to me because the reason that I really auditioned for Taiwo was, obviously because I was really interested, and I love being in ensembles, and I love being in like full. I like it. But also because at that point when I auditioned for All City last year, so in my grade 10 year, I had just like from grade 8 to grade like 9, end of grade 9, I was in another band. So then I stopped being in that band. So then I was like, oh, I'm kind of like at loose ends a little bit, like I'm not in anything. And I wanted something more challenging than school, because school, no offense, I just wanted something that would push me a bit more, and to be like surrounded by like really serious, like not that at school they're not serious, but to be around more serious musicians. I thought that would be helpful. So then when I had lessons with my teacher, with Peter, then he was like, you should audition, because he works with the Taiwo organization.
Like, so you're the inside scoop to sort of,
yeah, like
yeah. A wink, wink.
Not really, but like low key. He soloed at one of the Taiwo concerts. Actually, it's kind of cool.
Oh, there you go. Oh, was he conducting? And he also like played in one of the pieces?
Like he was just like a soloist. Like they played.
I see.
I was not part of it at this point. Like this was like 5 years. Like I don't know when it was, but he's a cool guy. I love Peter.
Yeah. Sorry, just to backtrack. How long have you been playing clarinet, and how did you like sort of fall into that? Was it just like a hobby that you picked up, or like again through like a school activity?
Yeah. So it wasn't actually. So I've been playing since, I want to say like grade 4. Like I was 9, probably. Yeah, I've been playing for a while.
So that would be almost 8, 9 years at this point.
Yeah, almost.
I can do math. Yeah.
I think, yeah, maybe I was like 9 or 10 when I started. So yeah, probably like 6 or 7, maybe. Yeah, around there. Maybe 8. I don't know. Like a number of years. And when I first started, so I started playing when I was. The reason I started clarinet was because I actually originally played piano, because my sister plays piano, and she's very good at piano. Like she did all her RCM and stuff. So she was she really enjoyed the piano. So I started playing piano also at the same like music school type place. And I really didn't like piano. I actually hated piano actively.
Yeah. Just the inferiority complex of, the younger sibling not being good enough.
Yeah, I definitely
understood.
I definitely was not half as good as Olivia, but I also just I don't know. I wasn't good at it, and I didn't like my teacher. I just I was not into piano. My dad would call the clarinet the licorice stick, because it's just a thing that it was called in like jazz and stuff. And my dad was like, I don't know. My dad just had.
Oh, so your dad's had experience playing it before?
He's never played it. No.
Oh, okay.
He never played it, but he just had this strange obsession with the idea that I would play it.
I see.
So I stopped playing piano, and then that's when I got my first clarinet, because I never I rented a clarinet. My first clarinet I still
wacky.
I
You still have it? Can you show it for the YouTube?
It's in its case. I haven't used this clarinet.
I would hope so. I hope it's not just lying around.
I haven't used this clarinet in a long time. My old Jupiter.
Hi, Jupiter.
I read. Oh gosh, my page. All my music.
Can we do an unboxing tutorial? We can put that on. Put on the YouTube.
This clarinet is kind of not that good on it. It's a plastic. Okay, I don't need to like give you a whole clarinet tour, but
you can, please.
This is the clarinet. It's just like, here's the bell.
Wow.
Anywho, oh my gosh, this is a mess. This case, a lot going on. Anywho, so this was my first clarinet. At first, I rented this clarinet from Long and McQuaid. Shout out Long and McQuaid. Love Long and McQuaid. They love Long and McQuaid. They have all the reeds. I'm telling you, they're the only people who sell oboe reeds. It's kind of rude. I mean, good oboists make their own reeds, but
support local businesses, of course.
Yeah. Okay, Steve stopped selling oboe reeds. Anyways, kind of peeves me off a bit. You know,
you want some beef with Steve? Yeah.
I don't go to Steve's anymore because he stopped selling oboe reeds, and it's a little annoying.
It's okay. Anyways, you can cancel them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're canceled. I rented a clarinet from Long and McQuaid, and then I started taking lessons at the same music school that I took piano. The guy who taught me, though I'm sure he could play it, was like not an expert, but I had him, like, he definitely like was not a clarinetist, but I'm sure he could play the clarinet. Like, it's not, you know, like, I'm sure he knew some of the notes and knew some of the, you know, like the idea behind it, but he was not like an actual active clarinetist. He was like a guitarist, and he was giving me clarinet lessons. So I had that teacher for a long time. And then what am I really talking? Oh, how I started. Yeah. So then it's just like a whole like backstory of my clarinet.
Well, we're in for the ride.
Yeah. So then I had that teacher, and then this clarinet that I rented. So actually, at first when I started playing, I think I didn't even really like it that much. Mm-hmm. I feel like, I don't know, when I was younger, I used to always like think of it as a chore to have to practice. You know, like your parents would be like
yeah, I feel like a lot of kids lot of kids get that hobby sort of pushed onto them by their parents just for
and I think I definitely had that. Mm-hmm. I think I definitely had that, and I'm like, now I'm really grateful that I had that, and that I was being like, my mom would be like, practice for 15 minutes every day, all this kind of stuff. Of course. Because I think that like, and I mean, there definitely were times where I was like, I just wish I didn't play. Like, I just like wish it. But then this is the thing, and this might sound annoying, but ensembles make all the difference. Because when I started, there were no ensembles for me to be a part of, right? Because there was like school, I'm pretty sure starts in grade 5. We had like band class or whatever. Mm-hmm. No offense to that once again, but it wasn't exactly challenging, especially because I was taking private lessons. Like, I'm, you know, it's obviously
it's more like elementary stuff. You said in grade 9, sorry.
In grade 5.
In grade 5. Yeah. So I'm sure that's just like, you know, reading.
So yeah, it was super simple stuff. And I had already been taking lessons for like a year by then.
And you're playing like hot cross buns on the record at that point.
Yeah. Like, you know, it's like, and it wasn't particularly challenging stuff. So I just like didn't really find it that fun. But then All City, honestly, not to like be annoying, but All City, like, thank you TDSB for that, because it's a really good opportunity, and you meet a lot of different people. Like, people who I met in All City, like, are doing very many different things with their music. And it's like kind of amazing because like they're like really talented, you know, and like,
just to meet other like creative minds who are like also like really
passionate about it, especially seeing as people I remember being in elementary school, people at my elementary school, I'm not saying that I was like ever like bullied or anything about it. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal, but they just like didn't see it the way that I saw it. Cause I thought it was like something really like amazing,
and they were just there to get the arts credit like out of the way.
And they were just like there for exactly. And it was just kind of like and it was just kind of like, you know, and I saw it as like something that was like kind of magical, you know, like
wow,
that, like,
okay,
all these like, I don't
like
know,
Disney princess story.
I'm getting really inspirational right now.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
it's okay.
Magical.
Where's the tissues?
Literally, like.
No, but that's good. I guess we sort of deviated from the Taiwo, but like that conversation. Yeah, okay. But I think it is interesting. Like, what do you think the point was in terms of like you realizing like you actually did enjoy like playing music in the clarinet, that like your parents are like, for lack of a better term, like pushed it on you or just like encouraged you to do it, pursue and
I genuinely think that being part of ensembles, like, well, my first like big ensemble was grade 6. That was All City. That was All City Orchestra, maybe band. I don't know. There was like in All City, this is like, I don't need to get into this, but there was like the orchestra, which is like the big orchestra. It's like full orchestra, like strings and band instruments. Like I think that they did have saxes, which questionable in an orchestra, but you know,
Right,
I think
they're not a traditional orchestra instrument.
yeah, but I think that there were saxophones in that orchestra. But
see the eye roll there. Okay, sorry. I play saxophone.
I love the sax.
Sorry.
I love saxes.
All right, all right.
And then so I'm pretty sure that so there's like the orchestra, which is like the big ensemble, and then there was like the band and the strings, which were like for like newer musicians. I'm pretty sure in my grade 6 year I was in the band, and fun, not the greatest thing ever. I also because but it was fun, and I think that like
Good experience, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a good experience. And then in grade 7 and 8, I was in the orchestra and I played principal. No big deal. I'm just kidding. Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out. Cut that out.
There's so much to cut out of this point. We're just gonna yeah.
And then I started, I think, growing this confidence. I also like started once you get to a certain level, because my parents had kind of like been reminding me to like, you know, practice. Once you get to a certain skill level, it's a lot like you're able to sight read, you're able to
Right.
play things that are actually fun to play. Like in grade 7 was when I played this piece from Romeo and Juliet, which I still play because I just find it fun, because I have like parts of it memorized, which is just like so strange. But it's just like you're able to play things that are actually like really good, nice sounding, you know, whereas like, you know, in grade 5 band, you're playing like really simple like 5-note stuff, you know. And then but then once you get to a higher level, you're able to then play things which are like more, you know, they give it a little bit more of a little, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like just after a couple of years, it sort of I guess your range as a musician sort of like broadens, and you're able to be a lot more comfortable, especially with your instrument.
Yeah.
And like that in turn like allows you to play a lot more pieces, gets you just enjoying it a lot more. Okay, clarinet reveal.
My current clarinet, she's a beauty. Love her.
She is, fair enough. You're talking about the clarinet. Oh, stop.
Oh. I don't know where the stand is, so I'm just gonna hold on to it. Yeah, right. I agree. I think that that's definitely like one of those, and you become more confident with it, and then you become kind of like, you have this like, you kind of like feel like, oh, like I know what I'm doing, and like I have like, I don't know, this is so gross to say, but like I feel like it's like my friend, like it's like cut that out, that makes me
That's okay. You want to talk about your impending loneliness like now, or like maybe for like
tell you later about that.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, it's just like I feel like it's just like I just like find it really like, I don't know, I got to the stage where I was like, it's kind of amazing that like with this like piece of wood, this one is wooden, the old piece of plastic, like you're able to just like be with this thing and make sounds and like make something like kind of nice, you know.
Wow, so poetic of you.
Guys,
yeah, I'm gonna write a poem about
clarinet store, like
yeah, you sort of alluded to it earlier, but like did you ever get like, I guess just like general like performance anxiety, like playing in front of like people of like, because you said you're in an ensemble now where there's like a lot of university students, and I'm sure like even when you were in grade 6 going into All City, like I'm sure there was like more talented and even older musicians like there before you. So like how is that in terms of like just the experience of like sitting down and like playing next to them?
I honestly, well, before I started playing in ensembles, I was only playing solo performances, which personally I do not like at all.
I imagine like a church recital, like in front of like everybody.
Literally,
like,
no, 100%. Okay. That's fully what it was. Like it was just like me playing my clarinet, like soloing, and I major respect for people who like to solo, and I like to solo sometimes, you know. But I love being like surrounded by the people, because I think that, and I definitely went through like being honestly like in ensembles, like at rehearsal when you don't really know the people can be really, you know, because you're just like standing there and you're like, hey, you know, and it's like a little,
especially if you're dropping like you don't know anybody.
Yeah, exactly. And
in a school band, I feel like you're a lot more comfortable because like you have some friends maybe in your section. But if you're, you know, going to like a high performance place, like you know, everybody has this like level of expectation because they all audition.
And I've never known any, like I've never auditioned with anyone for anything. Like some people, you know, like, you know, friends who are in it. But I think that like at my schools, no one was ever really, which I mean, that's me ranting about how no one values music enough. It's another time.
No, but it's true though. Yeah.
Like, it's just like I'm like where, like, I mean, like where the school that I went to, elementary school, it was not really like a big thing. I was like the only kid who really did anything, and like my siblings also participated in like certain ensembles and stuff. But I don't know, it's like were very musical type thing. But
Yeah. So sorry, it sounds like the resources were like available. It's just that
yeah,
like the enthusiasm, not so much on that part of like the
yeah.
actual like people that going to use them.
Yeah, because I think that there are certain like neighborhoods in the city where a lot of people are like, I know like from some orchestras that I've been in that it'll be like there's like half of the ensemble goes to like
One school.
certain school, you know, so they all know each other. Whereas I would just be like, hi, like, because I think that in our area there's a lot of like sports and stuff, which no hating on that at all.
Yeah, bash the athletics
Love,
program at our
no,
school.
love sports, but like it was just like not the same, you know. So I
Mhm.
was always like kind of alone, which was awkward for sure. I think that I mean, but then I think that it's just one of these things where within your ensemble, like, and I think that another thing that like doesn't give me like, so I don't really have a lot of, I guess that's kind of a lie. I feel like everyone has a bit of stress like when going on stage and performing, especially in
Yeah, of
front of
course.
large audiences. But I think that like one of these things, at least for me, this just might be a me thing, but I feel like I have this mindset often of like it's us against the world kind of thing. And like when I'm
Us being like
this is
your
so
ensemble.
cheesy and gross, like this makes it seem like I'm like ugh whatever annoying whatever. Anyways, I feel like when it's like me and my ensemble on the stage and then like everyone's just like there listening to us, like it's just kind of like you're just like a community, you know, like you're all there to support each other, like whether or not like obviously there's like little rivalries, you're like, you know, you want to be better than the other guy and
Yeah, get first chair, like get the
yeah, like
lead
you
part.
want to be the, you know, you want to be the best one, but like it's just like in the end like it is all just like all of you are working together for the same cause.
Right.
And I think that being around people who are better than me, and like I'm still around many people who are, you know, in my current ensemble, they're all better than me, okay? Like um and like being on the younger end in ensembles, I think that that's really, really useful. And I think that that's something that really like allowed me to like kind of like not allowed me, more like forced me a bit to like kind of like mature as a musician. Which I
Of
think that
course.
if you're in ensembles, and I think this is the same with anything, you know, like if you're on a sports team with older kids, you're gonna be forced to get better. And it's like a really good thing.
Yeah, it's
So
just
scary, but
like being put in that uncomfortable situation,
yeah,
sort of.
scary.
It's like outside the comfort zone, essentially.
Yeah, no, it was definitely, I mean, All City, when I started All City, I was I was just like this little like 12-year-old like taking the subway midday on my own. Like it was a little wild. But you like I feel like it's just like yeah, I don't know. I feel like yeah, it's definitely scary, but I don't know, I feel like you gotta push through and then make friends with them. Everyone's always nice. Like even though they know that you're worse than them, they know they're better. They know
uh,
very well that they're better than you, but they're always gonna like be there for you and they're gonna be nice and they're gonna want to support you. Mostly from what I have from my experience. Maybe
just
not.
doesn't seem like it sometimes. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
what's your general advice for people like who are specifically in your position who don't have that startup community and like general support of like going or like pursuing an art, particularly like music, because that's what we're talking about. And they don't have that system that like allows them to feel entirely comfortable. Because again, like at times that you said, it felt like almost isolating, to put it in
Yeah.
a word. Just like being the one person that like who like shows up at the all city
You leave
ensemble, like not
school
knowing
early.
anybody.
Yeah.
No,
No,
exactly.
100%. I don't even know. I remember in All City there were like groups of kids who like just like knew each other. And I was like, how do you guys like I'm here alone. Like, how do you know each other? I think that
Yeah.
my biggest thing would be like definitely go for it. Like do it. Like no matter what, even if you're like, I'm gonna be scared, I will be stressed, whatever. Like I think that you should do it. Like it's
Mhm.
just like I don't know, like it's just like,
Just the
oh,
fear
it's
of being like outcasted. Yeah.
yeah, no, like it's
I don't
and
know.
I
Someone
definitely
says it's
had that.
weird.
I know I definitely had that and I think I don't have that anymore. But like I definitely had that. But I think that you have to kind of like get to this sort of point. Also, like there are we live in a pretty big city and there are a lot of people who do music and there are a lot of people from different backgrounds and a lot of people from different neighborhoods. Like you can find people. Like if you want to be a really good clarinetist and you want to work with someone and you want to like, you know, like get to know some people in the community, like you can find them, you know, like hit me up. I play clarinet. I and you know, I can
This
literally like
turns into you just looking for friends. Please, if anybody else plays
please,
clarinet.
please be my friend. Literally, if you're into music, like be my friend. Like no,
Anyways.
like genuinely, like there's a lot of people and you meet like even like though like you're meeting people who are like kind of scary and they all already know each other. Like that's think about how cool that is. Like I know some random people who like they don't like they live in a like North York, and like I don't know them really, but I kind of know them. You know, I'm kind of connected to them because I was in All City with them in grade 6. You know?
Yeah, like I mean, in my experience, obviously I haven't like played like tenor sax nearly as long as you have. But generally like band kids like are rarely like intimidating once you like actually get to know them.
Yeah,
I feel like especially with like when you play art, like it's a lot it's such a community driven thing because like you have that like mutual respect like for each other just be like by playing an instrument and like showing up to festivals and stuff that like if you find even if you don't find them approachable like necessarily like right away, I feel like in time, especially if you were playing that with them in an ensemble, you can get closer to them and like grow as a
yeah.
family almost. I
No,
don't know
I
if you
agree.
call them family.
Yeah, I know it's definitely like that. No,
Mhm.
I agree with that. I think that yeah, just like put yourself out there, even if like it's a little scary. Like do it. Like just like put yourself out. And I mean, if you can, obviously, like if you have a friend who's interested as well, get them to do it as well. But in the end, like your musicalness is like something that's gonna be your own, regardless of like even though those people came with all their friends and they had like they knew people, it's still something that's like so personal, I feel like. Because it's just like
Yeah, you should just embrace it and
yeah, and it's just like you
own
and your it's just me and my clarinet, guys. Like
it.
just me and my clarinets. My whole
Mhm.
clarinet family over here.
Like at the end of the day, someone will vibe with you.
Yeah,
I think
you'll
that's
make friends with someone or you don't, and you just like sit there alone. But genuinely, you
wow,
probably
you're really selling it there.
oh, genuinely, you likely like even when my Taiwo audition, which I did last year, I go into the audition. I am playing my clarinet, right, ready for the audition, and I was auditioning for the middle group, the symphonic winds. I just like I had only prepared one piece, whatever. Um, so then I go into that audition, and this random girl and I were like near each other to like just in the warm up area, and we were both kind of like scared vibe. You know, we were both like, this is kind of scary. Like we're both auditioning for this like kind of like kind of like high like good ensemble. You know, like there's people who are here who are like people here are in the warm up room like playing things that like I could never dream of. You know,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
like people playing these like the oboe. Like it was mostly I saw this one kid playing the oboe really well, and I was like, I'm so bad at the
You're
oboe.
like, I swear this
I'm
is like a George
like
Gershwin
this is
recording.
crazy. You know, I like my clarinet. Like I'm way worse at the oboe than I am in my clarinet. But I was like, okay, like this is like they're pretty good, you know. And me and this girl who is like now my friend, like we still talk, and we were in the ensemble together last year. So at the audition, we're both like standing there, kind of like looking at each other, and then we just like we didn't even really talk. We were just both kind of like this is like scary, and she was like good luck, and I was like yes you too, like
Yeah, it's a mutual feeling.
we're gonna be great. Like we were like in it together, you know. So then we both go, we did our audition, and then and then once we both found out that we got in, we go to the like the first rehearsal, and it's
Yeah,
like
you're like, wait a minute.
Caitlin, way to
It's
go.
you.
And now we're like friends, and I love Caitlin, shout out to Caitlin.
Shout out to Caitlin.
And then we had like our other friend who we met like at the audition too. Like I made 2 friends just at the audition who are like I
Wow.
still talk to now, and I haven't seen them in obviously like a year, but you know, like I just like, you know, like I don't know, I feel like this kind of like, especially at I'm telling you, at like concerts, that's one of those moments where it's like you all just like are friends. Like you're just like, you know,
Mhm.
like we're all like scared, we're all like nervous, like we
Yeah,
know
but
that
everybody bonds over that same feeling.
yeah, you have like this like you know how like it's like this common thing where like if you're just like alone in an awkward conversation, you're like, oh, I'm really cold, oh, I'm really tired. You know, like on like when you're like about to go on stage, you're all together and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. And then the other people are like, no, we're gonna be great. And then you know, it's like this kind of like it's just such a good
Everyone gasses each other up. Yeah, in the moment.
yeah. Even though like like we don't deserve we don't deserve it, but like
Mhm.
you know, it's just
Wow.
good energy.
So, I guess to recap, join band and make friends.
Join bands, make friends.
Mhm.
Because you know what? It's just like think about how cool that is. Like I don't know. I always like I when I was
Making friends or joining band or both.
both because I when I was younger I used to be kind of like embarrassed, not like embarrassed, but you know how there's like this whole like idea, and I'm gonna sound stupid here, so just bear with me. I'm gonna
It's
sound
fine.
really
You take your time.
no,
Fast
it's
forward
gonna
9
sound like
minutes.
something just like stupid. It's gonna be like shut up. Anyways, you know how there's like this whole like band kid image, like of like
Yeah.
kind of like, and I'm not saying that like that's not like I'm not offended by it. I don't care, but you know, but like I think that like there's like this whole kind of like I was always like kind of like when I was younger I was always like oh like I'm not like other like I'm not a band kid. Like I'm not like that.
It's
big
like
of a band.
stigmatized almost for that label. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like and I am embarrassed to say that because it's like, you know what, like who even cares? You know what I mean? Like be who you want to be. You know, like if you're a band kid, whatever. Anyways, but like I would always be like, oh, like I'm not a band kid. Like I'm not like a weirdo, like whatever. But it's like, think about how cool, like, and now I like don't really care. Like you call me a band kid, you know, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Like,
Because if it's a part of your identity, you should just like
no,
embrace
for
it
sure.
internalize.
And it's like, think about how cool it is that like I'm not saying me, but like band kids or whatever you want to call it, like kids who are in ensembles, kids who are in orchestras, kids who work really hard at it. Like think about the fact that you're like literally like a crazy talented musician and you're just like in high school and you're just like an exceptional like that's just like so mind-boggling to me. It's like, wow, like that's so incredible. Like, and like I'm just like in this community of like, yeah, sure, band kids, but like no, like just like such talented people. I don't know. It's just like sometimes I'm just like, wow, such talent. It's so crazy. I don't know. I kind of lose my mind a bit.
No, it's okay. I enjoy the passion. I enjoy the passion. It's only funny because like I had this like, it wasn't super elaborate, but like I had like a list of questions like super sequential, and then like you sort of just like took the reins. But you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy where the episode ended up.
Cancel the podcast. No, literally redo it. I can't.
We're gonna redo. Okay. Sorry guys. We're gonna do another thing.
Delete this podcast. Redo. Try again. What was what were your questions?
No, I was joking. It's okay.
Oh no!
We're sort of wrapped up for time. Yeah, you ruined. Is this self-sabotage?
I literally ruined the podcast. Oh my god! Wait, no, but I literally been rambling. I literally have been rambling about like the dumbest crap.
We love your ramble. I'm sure the audience appreciates the ramble. Our last sort of send off. Again, thank you for coming. Our last sort of send off question is usually again, we didn't really talk about what your opinions are on like I guess the Malvern Music Program or your experiences. Well, what's sort of been your favorite experience at Malvern Music, or I guess even include Taiwo if you want, just like a certain like performance, like an ensemble gathering, etc., etc.
I want to think. I don't
Do you have a favorite memory that pops out?
I'm trying to like think about memories that I have.
You're like, I hate everybody in all of my bands.
Everyone sucks.
Everyone sucks.
Honestly, I like performance. Okay, rehearsals are fun. Rehearsals are joy. But like in the end, we are all working towards performances. And I love, I mean, when I think of like my favorite like performances, they're not Malvern ones. Though Malvern ones are very fun. They're just more like performing at Massey Hall. That was all city. That was grade 7 and 8 and 6.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna ding you for you know, not liking a performance in a like a not even 500, like what, 200 like people auditorium compared to like Massey Hall.
Massey Hall's really fun to perform in. Like that was all city, so grade 6, 7, 8. It's just, I don't know, it's just like so fun because you're just like there and it's just like, whoa, we're playing at Massey Hall. Even though like you're not even that good, like you're kind of bad, low key all city, like we.
But it's Massey Hall and like, you know, people are gonna pay.
But yeah, you're just like at Massey Hall and you're just like, holy. And like performances I've done with Taiwo, also like you're just like in these big concert halls and like you're just like, wait, wow, this kind of cool. Like
you're like, do I deserve this? Probably not. But like you know,
are we really this good? Are we good? No, but like but you need to cut these things out because people from Taiwo, I know one from Taiwo is gonna listen to this. I just think people from Taiwo
I'm gonna DM the Taiwo like Instagram account and be like, can you please like repost this? One of your members.
Yeah, no, I hope that would be really upsetting. Me being like, oh yeah, like we're not even good. No, Taiwo's really good. Me? No.
Okay. You hear that, Taiwo?
Taiwo, you're amazing. Taiwo, I love you.
But thank you so much, Isobel. You've been a pleasure to talk to as always. Is there any social media you'd like to shout out before the episode ends? MCM Music.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
MCM Music.
Oh, God, thank you. I didn't even prompt you.
Guys, I actually like am the social media convener. No big deal. Whatever. No big deal. But like,
is that right?
Like,
sorry, when's the last social media post that you made? Oh, wait, sorry.
You mean the orange one? Isn't it cool?
The orange one? What do you mean?
Do you not like this poster I made?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, don't show that. Whoa, hold on. That's not.
Oh, sorry. Block it out.
Not up yet.
Yeah. Oh, it's not gonna be up.
Blur it out. Sorry?
Knowing the Malvern Music Podcast, this won't be up for another 2 months. Is that
Wow, you're really shading the people of the Malvern podcast. You're right though. It's fine.
Sorry. No, so you guys do an incredible job. The Malvern Music
Aw.
Podcast, I love it. What do you
Yeah.
call like the people who listen? The Malvern musicers? The Malvern. I was trying to think about it.
Are we
but I don't even-
Malvernites? Oh no, that's branded already.
you know that I wrote whatever. We don't need to get into that. I wrote articles, guys.
Cut the episode. We can end here.
Yeah, it's
Thanks,
over.
Isobel.
Thank you for having no, you have to get me in saying thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be a part of it.
It's like, where's the gun pointed to your head? It's like, it was a pleasure. Oh.
It was a pleasure talking to you as always. Oh, you literally said that.
Yeah.
Pleasure talking to you as always, Miguel. Thank you so much.
Get your own outro.
A big thank you to everybody for listening. If you like this podcast, please give us a follow on our Instagram at MCI Music, as well as our YouTube channel and Spotify account. Keep on marching to your own beat, and onward, Malvern.